Have you ever wondered what it would be like to just step into a time machine? Let's say we set the dial back just 100 years. The world you'd land in? Honestly, it would be almost unrecognizable. So today, let's take that journey. Let's really dig into the incredible leap humanity has made and see how our world was completely remade in just 1 century. I mean, the contrast is just wild when you put it side by side. You've got 1925, the world of our great-grandparents. Cars were this huge luxury, and new tech was just a tiny, rare novelty. Now, fast forward to today, and we hold the entire world's information in the palm of our hands. Technology isn't some extra thing anymore. It's just part of everything we do.
And this is why this all matters so much. This isn't just a history lesson, right? Getting our heads around this massive transformation gives us the keys to understanding why our world works the way it does right now. And maybe even more important, it helps us start asking the right questions about where we're all headed next.
So let's dive in, starting with the main engine of all this change, technology. It really is the great reshaper. And you know what's incredible? We can basically see this whole story unfold by looking at one single device that pretty much all of us use every single day. So just for a second, let's pause and really think about this. What is a smartphone? I mean, when you boil it all down, what is it?
On the surface, yeah, the answer seems pretty obvious. It's a tool we use to talk to people, to call, to text, to connect. Simple enough, right?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. That little device in your pocket, it is so much more than that. Think of it like a historical artifact. It's a symbol that holds an entire century of social and cultural leaps, all crammed into this one little object. It's literally proof of how far we've come. And that's the real power of technology, isn't it? It doesn't just make our lives a little easier. No, it goes way deeper. It fundamentally changes our beliefs about everything, about work, about education, about what's even possible. It totally redefines our connection to the world and to each other. So what does that redefinition actually look like in the real world? Well, it has completely changed how we live our day-to-day lives. You could say we've moved from the old town square to the modern social feed. Think about it. 100 years ago, social life was all about communal gatherings. Your whole world of connections was physical, it was local. But today, so many of our interactions are individualized, online. Our connections are now digital and global. It's gotten to the point where you might feel closer to someone on the other side of the planet than the person who lives right next door. And this isn't just about how we hang out. This change goes right to our core. There's a quote from our source material that really nails it. This shift has transformed how we see each other and ourselves. It's a change that hits at our very identity. And it goes even deeper than that. Social media hasn't just changed how we communicate, it's changed what we communicate about. The ideas that catch on, the culture we all share, it's all being shaped on these digital platforms now. Okay, so this is where we start to see the bigger picture. None of these changes, not in our tech, not in our lifestyles, not in our culture, happened on their own. They're all part of one massive interconnected transformation. It kind of works like a chain reaction. First, you get a new technology, like the internet. Then, that new tech starts to change our lifestyles. Online communication becomes the new normal. And finally, that new way of living starts to reshape our deepest beliefs, forcing us to redefine something as basic as what community even means. And that, right there, is the key takeaway. Technology, lifestyle, and belief aren't in separate boxes. They are all woven together so tightly, you can't pull on one of those threads without moving the other two. They evolve together, shaping our world in ways we're still just beginning to figure out. So, let's bring all of this back home. Why does this 100-year-old story matter to you, right here, today? Well, because this story of the past, it's actually your story too. When we can step back and really appreciate this journey, I mean, the sheer amount of change in just a few generations, it becomes more than just history. We're really seeing the amazing story of how we as people adapt and innovate and constantly rebuild our world. And that's why your understanding of this is so important. By getting a handle on this transformation, you become a bridge. You're the one connecting the dots between your great-grandparents' world and the world we're all building together for the future. You are an active part of this ongoing story. Which, of course, leaves us with that one last really big question. Knowing how unbelievably far we've come in just 100 years, where are we headed next?